Welcome back to the website WOD. I'm Adam Case from Bright Coconut. Today we're going to talk about the CSS Box Model. No, this is not some new plyometric training technique from Russia. This is how to understand the spacing around any element on a website. And you're probably thinking, boring. No. Spacing, borders, backgrounds, everything is determined by the CSS Box Model. And when you understand it, you can tweak your website like a total web ninja. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's a sample page that I set up with a sample image because images are somewhat easy to understand. Here what we're dealing with is a box. Okay. First though, I'm going to show you this cool tool down here which is known as Firebug. So if you go to getfirebug.com, you can get it. It installs real easily into Firefox. There's a Firebug Lite version which works in things like Chrome and Safari and all that kind of stuff. You should not be using Internet Explorer, just in general. So anyways, get your Firebug. Once you have Firebug, you can click on any element, or that's just a right click, and get your contextual menu, and there's a new element here that says Inspect Element. When you click on that, it's going to bring up the HTML rules on the left and the CSS rules on the right that pertain to that element that you're inspecting. Another way to do it is click this button right here, click an element in the page to inspect. Click on that and you'll see that wherever you hover, you get a nice box that goes around the thing that you're hovering over. And you'll notice the code below changes every time you do this. And so basically it's showing you what you're about to inspect and what you can play with. So in this case, we're talking about a particular image just because it's an easy thing to demonstrate the box model. Okay, so everything is a box. As you just saw from the inspection window, everything is a box. And everything can have spacing applied either inside of its own box or outside of its own box. Spacing outside is called a margin. Spacing inside is called padding. And a border basically is a border. It runs right around the edge of the box. So I have some CSS rules applied to this particular box. I just have them turned off using Firebug. So let me show you. Margin, no margin. Margin, this is just 10 pixels around it. Margin, no margin. See how it moves? Okay. Now you're not seeing much on the bottom and on the top, but on the bottom and on the right, it's because it's not pushing up against any other boxes. But if you look at the top, when I turn it on, it moves down 10 pixels and it also moves away from the left edge 10 pixels. Cool? Okay, so that's margin. Here's padding. You're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, dude. Margin and padding look the same. And it's true because there's no border. If there's a border, now watch. Margin and padding. Oh, now you're getting it, Grasshopper. Margin affects everything on the outside of that border. Padding affects what's on the inside of that border. Okay? So with an image, it's like, okay, yeah, I can get that. I fully understand that. You should play with this, however, on big elements, big boxes of text. Okay? Stuff with borders running down the side. So say, for example, like here's a paragraph. I'm just going to bust this out. Here's a paragraph. Let's throw a border on that. Simple one pick solid. Whoa, solid. Yeah, we'll just keep it black, okay? See, and you've probably seen this on certain websites where the text runs right up against the edge of the border and it looks totally lame, okay? Of course it looks lame. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, don't do that to yourself. So I just added a little color just so you can see how the border element works. Now, let's add some padding to that. Ooh, hey, looks a lot better, huh? Now that might be a little too much. Maybe you don't want that much. Maybe you want a little less, but this is what Firebug is about. Firebug allows you to play with all this stuff without actually tweaking your site. I could go to any website right now and totally mess around with it, but all it's doing is messing around with it in my browser. You have to then take these rules, if you like them, and put them in your actual style sheet. And then once you save your style sheet, then you'll make changes. Okay? But Firebug is an amazing learning tool. I would probably say I taught myself about 90% of what I know just by using Firebug. Okay? So Firebug rocks. So back to the example. We're going to go back up and check out the image here. Now, notice all we're playing with right now is one particular thing. Like for example, in margin, we'll take off the margin just because it's boring. All we're playing around with here is 10 pixels of padding. Okay? But the CSS box model and these CSS rules basically allow you to tweak the padding on all four sides. Now you can do it with the actual selector. So watch this. Padding, padding top, padding right, padding bottom, or padding left. You can do that individually, or you can use the shorthand which is here. Now, this is what I have written on this. If you see one thing in place, that means it's 10 pixels is applying to everywhere. Okay, so if I change this from 10 to say 30, okay, you'll see in our example up here, all of a sudden now there's 30 pixels of padding all the way around it. But according to shorthand, I can also tweak this a little bit. With one number, it's applying everywhere. With two numbers, it's applying to the top and the bottom and the left and the right all together. With 3, you're getting a combination of top, left and right smushed together, and bottom. And with 4, you're getting top, right, bottom, left. It basically works clockwise, right? Top, right, bottom, and left. So let me show you what this does. So we're just going to do it like this. 10, 20, 30, 40. And you'll see up here in our example now, there's 10 pixels of padding on the top, and then we're just going to go clockwise around 20, 30, 40. Okay? That's how the shorthand works. So now if there's only 3 things in here, let's go ahead and take out the 20 just for the heck of it. You'll see now what's this doing? 10 on the top, 30 on the left and the right, and 40 on the bottom, right? 10 pixels, 30 on the left and right, 40 on the bottom. If I take out the 40, what's it going to do? One number for the top and bottom, one number for the left and right. Ta-da! And if you want the same all the way around, and now it's the same all the way around. That's basic CSS shorthand. You can study it and learn it. It's a great thing. Just to avoid a lot of extra markup, rather than having to put 4 lines in your CSS, like padding top, padding right, padding left, padding bottom, it makes your CSS file huge, which makes it load slower, which makes your site slower. So use shorthand when you can. Understand shorthand. Most theme developers will use it. I only use it, and it's fast. So that's your CSS box model. That's how you get space around things. No excuse now to see text wedged up against borders. I want to see you all have some good spacing on your sites from now on. All right? Cool. Go have fun.